How are you all?
Okay.
Well, I'd like to reintroduce myself real quick. My name is Miranda Perry, and I'm a family social worker. And you are?
Bob.
And I'm Betty.
Okay. Well, it's nice to meet you all again. This is our second session. So, initially, you sought out our services because you were having difficulty in your marriage and issues with reconnecting and just feeling unsatisfied within your marriage. So I'd like to go ahead and kind of recap our first session leading into this session, and if I have misunderstood anything, please feel free to let me know, and so we can all get on the same page.
Okay.
So Bob, you mentioned that part of the difficulty that you're having in your marriage is that Betty doesn't trust you. And because of that lack of trust, it's forcing you to withhold time and attention of any quality toward her.
Yeah.
And Betty, you expressed to me that that's a big part of your problem at this point is him withholding that attention from you.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, you had expressed that that's something that prior to about 5 years ago that hadn't been an issue with. And that was another thing. You all had mentioned that you guys had been married for 25 years or so, and the problems have arose in the last 5 years. And you also said that you expressed that you don't want a divorce, but at this point you feel like if this intervention doesn't work, you don't know what other thing that you could possibly do. And you all expressed to me that you would like to start seeing some solutions pretty quickly and start seeing some changes. And you mentioned even if those changes were small, that you would just like to see some type of improvement in your marriage that makes you feel like it's worth fighting for. And I want to commend you all on taking that step, because I know that is difficult to do, to sit down and kind of discuss these things with a social worker, but you all really have taken the right step, and I do feel that if you stay committed to this process, that you will receive the change that you are looking for. Is there anything that did I get everything, or is there anything that you would like to add to that first session before we start into our second session? Does that pretty much get it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So for today, I talk a little bit more about the problems that you all are having, and also at this point, I would like to start introducing as to maybe create a goal or start even giving y'all a few exercises to help with the reconnecting with each other and building trust. And I think it's important for you all to reconnect, and as you reconnect, we'll start with building trust as well. Does that sound like that's okay with you all?
Yeah.
Okay. So to start out with, Bob, I'd like to ask you a mythical question. If a magical fairy was able to just instantly make all your marital problems go away, could you tell me how that change would look? What would be different than it is right now?
I think the communication would be a lot easier.
Okay.
It just would be, just happy to spend time with each other and do our day-to-day stuff.
Okay. And Betty, what about you?
I think that pretty much sums it up. There wouldn't, the wall would be gone.
Okay.
And we would start working on the problems that has occurred over the last few years.
Okay. So what I have gathered from you all over the course of the first session and into this one is that, Bob, you're feeling disappointed in your marriage because you're not getting the trust from Betty that you feel like you deserve.
Yeah.
And Betty, you're feeling disappointed in your marriage because you're not getting the quality time and attention from your husband that you feel that you deserve.
Right.
Okay. Well, that's a good start. And as we talk about trust, I know that it has come up a few different times. Has there been a situation that has happened in your all's marriage that maybe has put trust in jeopardy?
Yeah, a few years back, I lost my employment, and instead of coming home and telling her, I lost my employment, I hid it from her.
Oh, okay.
And I just got up and went to work act like I was going to work as I was looking for employment. I felt it'd be easier for me to go from, to find employment and then explain to her what happened, and she wouldn't have to worry about me not being employed. And instead, she found out about it, and it kind of backfired.
Okay. So, Betty, I'd kind of like your input just a little bit on that.
When he done that, he broke our trust. And trust to me is very, very important in a relationship.
Okay.
So trust is not something he's going to get back overnight. He's got to earn that.
Okay. And I can understand that, and I can see just in the disappointment that you appear to feel bad about that. And sometimes we do things and we have someone's best interest at heart, but it don't always pan out that way. But the most important thing that I want you all to remember is that you're here now and you're working on that now to try to improve the situation. So, and over time, like I said, with the small changes that you are seeking, eventually you're going to start seeing the bigger picture, and the changes are going to be bigger as well. And I think that if you just stay committed to each other and committed to this process and provide support, positive support to each other, that you will see those changes and be able to avoid divorce. So, could it be possible that this lack of trust and then the lack of affection being portrayed to you, and could it be affecting other areas of your life, your social networks, such as family or friends? How is this marital issue affecting other areas?
Yeah. Yeah, we used to go out a lot with families, with our family members, or even friends and things, and do a lot more stuff. And now that it seems like there's more tension between us, that we generally don't, go out and enjoy ourselves like that.
Betty, what would you say?
That what he's saying is true. We don't want to involve our friends or family in our marital problem, because that's our business, not theirs. So we just kind of avoid any contact with them.
Right. Okay, I understand that. And I noticed too that there seems to be a little bit of tension right now between you. Have you all prior to this communicated
about the situation? No, we kind of avoid it, so we don't cause argument or issues. We just it's
kind of try to ignore the problem and hope it goes away.
Okay, and that's something too that we'll try to develop goals that will help you learn effective communication with each other, because that is a very important part of making your marriage work, is being able to be comfortable enough to express your true feelings. Because as you have seen over time, avoidance may work temporarily, but it just causes there to be a gap in your all's marriage. And so in the past, when you were happily married, how was that different compared to now?
The tension wasn't there. We enjoyed going out with our friends.
And we had a good time, whether we were just with each other or whether we were with other people.
Okay. But on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your fulfillment right now in your marriage? Betty, how would you rate it?
I would say a 3, just due to the trust issues.
And that was with 10 being the best, I think. So you would rate that a 3. Okay. And Bob, how about you? Where are you with your fulfillment in your marriage?
Yeah, pretty low, probably about a 4, I would say.
Okay. And what do you think that you might need to see to just even get that 3 or 4 up to a 4 or a 5? What's an immediate change that you might want to see to change that?
We just some kind of communication or something. I think, you know, if we could do that, that would help.
Yeah, I think that that's very realistic to want to work on the communication and how that could improve your marriage. And so, in the past, I mean, you said that you guys have been married for 25 years or so. So, have you all encountered difficulties in the past? And if so, how are you all able to move past those difficulties then?
We were able just to sit down and discuss them. And it, you know, it all seemed to work out. But
Okay.
when we're dishonest, it's kind of hard to work through that.
Okay.
Yeah, communication used to be a lot better than it is now.
Okay. Yeah, so that's definitely, so it seems like when that trust got broken, maybe that's where you started seeing the communication breakdown. Okay. Well, that is good to know. And as I focus on, you know, we want to focus on the solutions. And so a short-term goal is just working on getting you all to communicate and being comfortable communicating. That ain't necessarily meaning that you got to dive in and talk about the bad stuff right away. Just being comfortable talking with each other about anything. It would be a step in the right direction, would you think?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I would like to do, if you all are willing to participate in this, is over the next week, I would like for you all to take on at least 3 different occasions. Just spend a little bit of time together. Maybe reminisce on some of the good times or funny times, or think about places you all visited that was special to you all, or look at a photo album. Just things that you can do that is a positive reminder of your marriage and the love that you all have for each other. And I think that you'll see that if you do this, that it will help with the reconnecting and just being comfortable. And also, I would like for you all to, at least one time a day, just drop a random compliment to your spouse. And it could be as simple as, thank you for holding the door, or I really appreciated you cooking dinner tonight. I know you were tired. Just things like that can express that you see value in your partner and that you're genuinely thankful to have them. And just a small compliment can go a long way. Does that sound like something that you guys would be willing to do over the next week?
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay, that sounds good. So, just real quickly, I'd like to summarize what we've talked about today, which is we talked about some issues that are surrounding your unsatisfied marriage, which is trust, the lack of quality time and attention given, and some communication barriers. And we've talked about a situation in the past that may have caused, or at least put a dent in some trust issues. And then in turn, we've also developed a few exercises for you all to do over the next week to help work toward repairing your relationship. So I would like to ask, is there a certain place that you would like to pick up next week? Is there anything that you would like to talk about next week?
I'd like to just keep continuing till we work through this.
Okay, Bob, how about you?
Yeah, I think, you know, this is a good start, and I think we can run with what we have.
Well, I think that sounds great, and I really appreciate you all being here, and I hope to see you all next week.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. All right.